Alright, so now cold noodle. It's a huge classic. Hopefully I can pull it off. So what you need cucumber or any kind of very watery vegetable. I think bean sprouts is also very good. So I think cucumber or bean sprout work equally well. Green onion, garlics. Probably use more. Let's use 2. And sesame paste. If you do not have sesame paste, you can use peanut butter, work just as well. And sesame oil, which I have some in here, so I don't have a separate one. And you have some hot sauce. I made it myself. I'll show a tutorial how to make it one of these days when I run out. You need Chinese vinegar, which is you want to make sure it's made of rice. Okay, so it's not the grape one that the Italians use. Some sugar and soy sauce. Okay, you got all that. Hopefully, I'll list the ingredients in the description. So I already have water boiling, so let's make the noodle first. We probably don't need too much noodle. It's going to just eat and go to bed soon. Let's use this much. Should be alright. It's not gonna be a lot. Let's use a bit more. Okay, so I already have water boiling, so I'll just put these inside the pot and just let it boil while we make the sauce, which is the most important. Let's adjust. Okay, for the sauce, you want a consistent mixture of let's get a knife, of sesame paste and soy sauce. That will form the base of the sauce. So what you want is some sesame paste. Actually, depend on your taste, you can vary how much sesame paste you want to put in it. Personally, I prefer actually slightly less because that way the sauce is more watery and not very thick. And this dish is supposed to be more of a kind of a refreshing dish, so you don't want to make the sauce too thick. And we'll try to mix it in. It'll take a bit of time because they don't naturally want to be mixed. But just be patient and keep going at it. Eventually it will mix. If you remember, I have a chicken salad video a while ago. It's almost the same concept, except the sauce for this one, you use less sesame paste or peanut butter to make sure it's a very light dressing, okay? Because it's supposed to be a summer dish, so don't make it too thick. Just keep going, be patient. You know, sometimes I wonder if you microwave this, it might mix really fast. Or have a blender of some sort. Until then, I guess we'll just go with the old-fashioned mixing of manually mixing them. Okay, I think that's good for now. Let me move my noodle around a bit so they don't stick. Okay, good. So now we'll have some garlic. So to peel garlic, chop off a bit of the end, chop off the back, and chop off the front. And smash it with a knife, and the skin should come off. very easy. Give it a tap. And done. So we'll put the garlic into the sauce with a garlic press. If you don't have a garlic press, I suppose you can chop it, but it's such a hassle. If you're not used to tasting garlic, you can use less garlic. I'm a big fan of garlic, so I use a whole bunch. Okay. And make sure these mix in as well. So that's basically the foundation. Is this mixture is sesame paste, soy sauce, and garlic. And to temperament it, because it's garlic and soy sauce are pretty strong, you use some sugar to make sure the taste is more mild. And we can do the spicy hot sauce. I really will do a tutorial how to make them, just don't worry, I'll make it happen. And some vinegar. So I expect many of you will ask me at this point, but what about the proportions? And my answer to those questions has always been, you should taste it. So after we mix them, we should taste it. Tastes pretty good. And essentially the idea is, if you think it tastes too strong, you should add more sugar. And the rest, you can kind of wing it and see what tastes good to you. So the dressing is actually close to I would say sweet and sour taste. Actually, maybe it's nice to make it a bit more sweet and sour. I'll do more vinegar and do more sugar. I think that will make it much nicer. So sweet and sour is really good for summer. It reminds you of fruits. Yeah? Okay, so let's chop the green onion and put them inside as well. I might need to sharpen my knife. It's not as sharp as I want it to be. Put these on the inside. And we'll chop some cucumber to go with the noodle. And what we do, we want to chop them into strings. It's just like the 炸酱面 video I made. You want them into strings, and to do that you chop them first into slices. About, not too thin, okay? Give it like 3 millimeter thick. It's pretty good. And once you chop them into slices, you go over in this direction and turn them into strings, and just roughly chop them into shape would be okay. Don't be too worried if it doesn't turn out to be perfectly string shaped. Okay, that looks pretty good. Have a cucumber and peas. I will just eat it. Alright, so now the noodle finished boiling. I'll give you the sink view. So ideally you want a thinner noodle. These noodles are actually quite thick. What you want to do is, it's a cold noodle, right? So you want to make sure they're cold. So we'll pour out the hot water and whoa, it's really hot. It makes the sink deform. Okay, and we'll pour in the cold water to cool it down. In my hometown, Sichuan, we don't eat too much noodle, so we actually don't know how to process it too well. So you will see people actually putting the noodle out on some kind of flat surface and use a fan to make it cold. But you see it's infinitely more efficient to just actually dunk it into some cold bath. It'll become cold right away. Okay, so we'll put them into this plate here, or plate bowl shape thing. Okay, let's come back here. So we'll put the noodle inside. Make sure we drain well. And so if you're at a party and you need to serve this, you don't mix it with a sauce. So you keep them separate. You put the noodle and the cucumber and the sauce in separate baking trays, if you will. And to prevent the noodle from sticking together, which they definitely will, if you leave them out, you can put some oil, just some cooking vegetable oil inside, and mix up the oil with the noodle. That'll prevent them from sticking into each other. Okay. And so this is our noodle. And we'll put in, this is maybe too healthy. It's so much cucumber, my goodness. Look how much health we're getting out of this. Okay, put these cucumber here. And let's go and put in the sauce. Ooh, completely off camera. And we can gauge how much sauce we need. I think I made a bit too much. So just put enough to, actually maybe all of it. Forgive me. And that's it. So this is liang mian, and it's actually a lot simpler than you would think, and it's an extremely good summer dish because it's very cool, and when you eat it you don't sweat like a dog. Okay, hope you like it. Subscribe my channel if you haven't already. I update pretty much weekly what I make. Yeah, thanks. See you next time.